After the Durant fight, I mean, you started to roll along. You beat Tommy Hearns. You're on top of the welterweight division. And then 1982, you call it quits. What changed in you between 82 and like the end of 83? I mean, what was it that brought you back into the sport?
I saw the Hagler fight in Vegas, John Beast Mugabe. I watched that fight. I'm sitting at ringside with some friends. And I call Mike Trainer, my buddy, my business partner. I said, Mike, I can beat Hagler. He said, Ray, are you drinking? I said, that has nothing to do with it. He said, Ray, just get home. We'll talk about it. I got home and I said, I can fight. He said, Ray, and I had so many drinks, man, that night. And but I thought I saw something in him. Mm. And I announced, people thought I was crazy. They thought I was crazy. Everybody thought I was crazy. Mm. Rightfully so, because at that time I was losing my stability of trusting myself anymore, from alcohol to drugs. I was out there, Chris, big time. Mm. I was really out there. Mm. Thank God for that fight. And so when I said I want to fight Hagler, they said, why would you go from a kind of a fighter like Kevin Howard then to a beast like Marvin Hagler? Mm. I said, because I need to be afraid. I need to be scared. And it is true. When you challenge me and I know what you can do, yeah, I train harder. I'd be more focused. Yeah. I didn't think people would be that sincere about, he's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill. I mean, even my brothers, they say, man, he said, when's your tune-up fight? Who's your tune-up fight? I said, Hagler. He said, I know you're fighting Hagler, but who's your tune-up fight? I said, Hagler. They didn't understand that because I was afraid of losing, especially guys like the caliber of Tommy Hearns and Marvin Hagler. And I would have the right mindset. I trained my butt off.
So what was the difference then between the Ray Leonard that fought Kevin Howard and the Ray Leonard that fought Marvin Hagler 3 years later?
I wanted to win. I mean, against Kevin Howard, I want to win, but he was not a statue that would create. I feed off the crowd. I feed off the audience. I feed off the ones that says he's gonna get knocked out. He's gonna get beaten so bad. I love that. That's what gets me going. That's what kicks in that additional round. Mm. And because most people thought I would get killed, and rightfully so, I said I'm gonna prove them wrong. Mm. So I had this attitude. Yeah, I had this attitude going to that ring, and it worked.
So when you got in there with him, what did you notice right away? I mean, you can't know somebody till you get in the ring with them. What did you feel? What did you notice about how he was going to fight you right away?
I'm looking at him and I'm saying, you know what? Because the look on his face, I said, you know what? He's just as nervous as I am. So all of a sudden we're walking in the ring and then we're walking towards each other like this. And I'm saying, okay, now I can't walk away, and I'm not going to walk. I'm going to walk straight into him. And all of a sudden we just both sheet off of that together. I mean, because that's just a head game. That's just a head game. Instead of walking towards each other. But the bell rung, and I'm nervous. I'm extremely nervous because I don't know what I'm gonna have. What I have in the gym is not what you need in that ring. So I did out there, and I said, "Pop!" I hit it. I said, "This shit still works." That's what I say. It still works. And the first couple of rounds, she says, "Fight me like a man, you little bitch. Fight me like a man." I said, no, but take this. Pow. I remember this so vividly. Chris, I remember every single round. Mm-hmm. And when he hit me one time, I think it was in the 5th round, 4th round, he rocked me. He didn't hurt me. He rocked me. He knocked me back. And that's when he threw his punches. Mm-hmm. But Hagler is just heavy-handed, though. He's really heavy-handed. It's like a heavyweight.
You'd said that that you know when you're losing. Hagler will, I'm sure, as you will take to his grave the fact that he won that fight. He believes he won that fight. How did you feel after it was over when that final bell rang? How confident were you that you had won?
I felt close. I said it's just close. Depends on how you score the fight. What I was telling my my guy Ollie Dunlap, I said, because Ollie has a big deep voice. I said, Ollie, yell 30 seconds before the bell rings, because I would shoot at him. I would throw a number of punches, so that way, that's what the judges remember last.
Mm-hmm. The that was Hagler's last fight. So,
yes.
Was there talk of a rematch of doing that again? I mean, what did that conversation look like?
They said, "Well, Ray didn't give Hagler a rematch." That's not true. I gave him off the rematch. I wanted the rematch. He deserved a rematch, and it's just the fact that he went away. He went away to, I think was it Milan, Italy? I think he lived.
Hagler's a different cat, man. Like I see him every so often, rarely at Celtics games, and he just rolls in with his, probably $4,000 suit on, and he sits courtside, and he just seems content and not at all worried about the past.
Yeah, I like Marv. Marv is a good guy. He's a great champion, incredible champion, middleweight. He gets his dues. And people will always give him his props. Mm-hmm. He's that kind of a fighter. Yeah, I've never seen Hagler enter that ring not being in shape. He's always dominated.
There was, when we were talking during the build-up for Canelo versus Kovalev, one of the subjects that came up a lot was your decision to jump and fight a light heavyweight for the light heavyweight championship. And I remember, a lot of things you say stick with me, but one of them was, you said you remember being in the ring with LALONDE and just feeling that first punch and immediately being like, oh, no, I don't want to do this again. Like, I'm going to get through this, but I don't want to do this again.
When I fought LALONDE, and they said, well, he has one hand. He just has one hand. And he's not a great fighter. Well, you know what? He's a big fighter. And he hurt me. I've never been hurt so many times in 12 rounds. I mean, well, it didn't go 12 rounds. But he hurt me. He hit me and hurt me so bad, especially inside with those little uppercuts. I mean, Chris, he was hurting me bad. I mean, he was hurting me. I was on the brink of almost like being knocked out. I was that close. But the knockdown, I was not hurt. He hit me, caught me on the temple. So my equilibrium was knocked off. But I composed myself. In fact, if you go back and watch the fight, I backed up towards the ropes, and he's coming at me. And I kept going to his body. And if you watch the shots to the body, those were the damaging shots that I threw upon him.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't know. Did you even expect that from him? Because he was a champion, but it wasn't like he was this, celebrated champion. This was kind of a chance for you to get that title at 175 against a guy that I'm sure going in, you thought you were a pretty good favorite against.
Well, what it was, okay, we both were fighting for the 168, the super middleweight title. He was willing to put his title on the line. His belt is 175 by heavyweight champ, for additional cash, which he got. But they all thought, rightfully so, because I mean the guy's a big guy. His people just felt that he would just be too much for me. But because I felt that the atmosphere, the hoopla and everything else would be too much for his head. He handled that well. What he did wrong was that he was trying to get me out of there. He was throwing so many punches, and every time he did that, I was able to get close and hit him in the body.
Oh man, I remember you saying to me that I think you said something like, as soon as that fight was over, I was vacating that 175 title. I
did tell you that. I relinquished that crown right same night. I had it for less than 24 hours. Those guys, I mean, yeah, I'm fast and all this kind of stuff, but fighting a big man, if that big man hit you, he's going to hurt you.
What was the best atmosphere that you were ever a part of? The crowd, the event. I mean, you were part of so many. When you look back on all of them, I mean, what was the one that stands out?
Wow. The one, well, the Tommy Hearns, the Roberto Duran. That was. I mean, when you in those stadiums, it's night and day. But at Caesar's Palace was like one of the best. It's like Madison Square Garden. You fight Madison Square Garden, you're in. And they told me the same thing until I fought Camacho.
Now that it's all over, and you talked about how you're friends with Duran and all these other guys.
I spoke to Tommy a couple of days ago.
So what? Tell me what is your relationship like with the other four kings, with Duran, with Hagler, with Tommy?
I don't see Roberto Duran that often. It's only when when there's an event, something of that nature. Tommy, we talk, we communicate, we correspond, and he said, Ray, he said, Ray, you beat me and I beat you, and you admitted that second fight. He said, we have one more fight left. I said, Tommy, are you talking about me hitting you and you hitting me? I said, Tommy, when was the last time you looked at your driver's license and what age you are? I said, Tommy, no one's hit my face ever again except my wife.
When was Tommy's last fight? Wasn't it like 2010? Like, didn't he stick around for?
Who did he fight? I don't even know who he fought.
I'd have to look it up, but he stuck around longer than you. I think he stuck around. I'm looking it up as we're recording this right now, and his last fight was 2006. He won against a guy named Shannon Landberg, who was 58-10. He fought in Detroit, so he stuck around for a while.
Really? Well, you know what? We get through it somehow, some way. And if you're healthy, God bless.
And what about Hagler? Where are you and Hagler right now?
We're still working on that. He doesn't call me on my birthday, not do I. But I love Marvin. Marvin, he may not believe this, but I do love him. I respect him. And I consider him one of the greatest fighters, middleweight champions ever.
So it'll be you and Tommy Hearns, May 2021. We can have the WBC create a fake title, the senior citizens title of the world. You're in? You ready to go?
Chris, you said fake title.
All right, you want a real title? I don't
know. No. I said, Tommy, you're not going to hit me. I said, Tommy, all body shots. He said, okay, all body shots. You want to promote this?
I want in. I'm ready. And you can bring Marvin, and Marvin takes on the winner, and you can just have like a round robin for a couple of years. You're
okay. It sounds even more interesting now, more intriguing now. It's just the way you say it.
I'm a salesman, Ray. I'm just trying to get this fight off the ground. Get Hearns versus Leonard 3, the rubber match.
Can we use some of your contacts?
Absolutely. I mean, I'll call Marvin right now to get him. He and I are close. We're best friends. So
Chris, you're on camera.
I can lie on camera. It's okay. I do it for a living. Hey, Ray, it's really been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you. It's great working with you. Great being around you. I'm glad to see you're doing so well, and stay healthy out there, man. I know you're probably gonna go for like a lap swim in one of your 3 pools, but maybe you can invite me over when this settles down. 4 pools. Okay, sorry. Did I get it wrong?
Thanks.